This is the best experience with your host, Nick Best, and the Angry Dad. And before we get into today's episode, I'd like to thank Barbell Apparel, premium athletic wear engineered for performance with an athletic tailored fit. Refined clothing for an athletic body type. Evolution Athletics, a supportive gear company owned by Brian Shaw, four-time world's strongest man. We believe in all athletes supporting their journey towards greatness.
Well, and the strongest man on earth.
And the strongest man on earth now.
Okay, go ahead.
That's it. And then First Form, our mission is to help real people get real long-term results. All right, and Iced Up Industries, a new stance, a new style of ice baths, ice therapy. Use the link in the notes. It really helps us out, and we appreciate it. Nick,
yeah, we'll talk about that later too, because something came up at the dinner that we had where a guy talked about that. So
okay, yeah, we'll bring it up. But Nick, it's been a little bit. We didn't get a chance to record because a lot of crazy stuff had happened. But most importantly, Shaw Classic.
Yeah.
And guess who was holding the mic the whole time?
I don't know. Some dude with glasses.
Some dude with some glasses.
Yeah. We did the open men and the women's. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. We had a great time. It was an absolute honor and privilege to do that. So thanks, Brian, for letting me do that. That was a lot of fun. The whole thing was special. I mean, getting to be there at Brian's last contest that he's ever going to compete in, that was pretty special. And then just the way he did it, I mean, be great. That's his, that's his saying. That's his mantra.
That's his motto,
But that's how he lives his life. I mean, literally, from the moment he wakes up to the moment he goes to sleep, everything he does, he tries to be great at. It doesn't mean he succeeds at everything. It just means he tries to be great. And to strive to do that, you don't base your success on completing that or not and being the best ever, which he is. In my opinion, he's the greatest to ever done the sport. The greatest.
I agree with
Marius has issues because the IFSA split and he didn't face the full force of a united strongman front. And Sadrunas, I think, is arguably right there as well. He's won more contests than Brian has.
Yeah.
But Brian's done better at World's Strongest Man, set more records, stuff like that. Plus, I know from being on the inside of this what has been done to slow the man down.
Yeah.
There's been events taken out of contests because he could do them so well and his competition could not. Now, that has nothing to do with the competitors and stuff like that, but it does have things to do with why someone won more than others. So, in my opinion, from the bottom of my heart, I think Brian's the best who's ever done it. Z is right there behind him, and Marius is down a ways because of that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, because Magnus won 4 legitimate titles. So did John Paul.
Yeah.
As well. So I give more credit to those because back in their days, they faced everyone that was great at the time. There was no split. There was no, the Seal, Andres Mermetz, Sadrunas, all those guys in another organization.
Yeah.
Competing for 3 years. So it wasn't like that, but that's just how I see it. So,
yeah. And then speaking on those terms, this being the strongest man on earth,
right.
These events were spectacular to watch. You know what I'm saying? It was a completely different level of viewing pleasure because I was like, the monstrosity of the machinery of what
it brings the spectacle back to strongman. It truly brings the spectacle back. Your leg pressing SUV. I mean, a massive car that's on top of a leg press. Brian's figured out how to do that, make it safe, but make it still super hard, super challenging, and a true challenge, a true test of strength. Plus, everyone in the gym can relate to it, except for now you're seeing a car up there instead of weights, which is really freaking cool and is a spectacle. And then the thing he did with the keg bench press, just amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing to figure out, to have that idea in your head, how they kind of roll in. Well, the moment it rolls in, the weight doesn't change. So the weight, no matter what, when that weight comes in, that's the weight.
Yeah.
If it goes to there is no going to the front and it being heavier and going to the back and it being lighter, and you're kind of at the mercy of where the kegs get aimed when they go into the cart.
Or when they fall in.
They all go in the same way. Everybody gets the exact same weight. No questions asked. No anything. So that's amazing. And then just to look at it, I mean, it looked like a giant version of Donkey Kong.
For real.
Going into the thing with the kegs coming in. It was really, really, really spectacularly cool event to watch and to actually do. And most people won't realize this, but Brian did not test that himself.
Yeah.
He didn't get into it till the day, till the competitors got into it. I went out and tested for him. And then JF Caron also tested it for him. Mm-hmm. So we tested it. He never got in there. He wanted to make sure that
a fair advantage for everybody.
Right. And the chest press machine he had at home, it presses a lot different. Well, not a lot, but it does press different than that machine does. It's much different, though. Not as much weight comes off when you get towards the top of that thing. Yeah. But like the vertical chest press at the gym, it's one weight at the start and it's one weight at the end. Where it's a little bit like that, but not as much. So it was really, really neat the way it all worked out.
And someone that I know came up with a way to adjust the size for everybody too. So I want to make sure that we throw a little credit that way.
The floor mats in there were pretty cool ideas. So now you can it's set. Everybody's pressing from the same point, same height, same lever, same everything. So that was really, really cool about that event. So, and guys will try to figure out a way to manipulate it as much as you can. Because
that's the name of the game, though. You got to get any advantage.
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason why Magnus won 4 is because he could figure out how to lift it by looking at something better than the other guys could.
That's
it. Man, he was really strong. But he was also one of the most cerebral strongmen at the time. So that's why he makes a good judge. He knows how to manipulate things.
Yeah.
So
and that wheelbarrow, man, it looked brutal.
That wheelbarrow was pretty freaking cool. I've got to do that before, and I don't think it was that heavy, but it was really, really cool. And then the arm over arm, again, another innovative apparatus that Brian has brought to the floor that looks really cool. I mean, you're pulling up 700 pounds, a piece of steel that's getting suspended. Yep. You don't have to worry about it dropping down, or going back on you because it's got a ratchet system in it. So you pull and then grab and pull. You don't have to worry about it trying to come down. So it doesn't hurt you, destroy your hands to where they're ruined after it's all over.
No rope burn.
Unbelievably great design as well. I mean, Red Iron has they continually go far and above every equipment manufacturer I've ever seen when it comes to building these things. And then the Fingal fingers that they came up with now, that the innovation on that alone was just absolutely amazing, that you can lift the finger up and it goes into a catch and it stops. And then when you're done, you hit this thing and push it over and it's all done. No more forklifts, flipping them over, all that other stuff. It's way better, and you can do it indoors, in way faster setups, just quicker all the way around. Just absolutely brilliant on design. I mean, truly was. The power stairs were also
heavy.
Were heavy and perfect. The stairs were not real short, which was good, because most of the time it's like the size of the implement. And your heels, when you get up to the upper ones, are starting to lean over the side as you're trying to lean back to get it on. It scares you to lean back and really huck that last one up there, because you're afraid if you miss, you're going to go over. I mean, you don't want to go over with a 600-pound
implement
in your hand. That's no bueno. So they were a little bit wider than normal, and man, it just way smarter, way safer for the athletes. And if it makes it a little bit more difficult that they got to slide it forwards before they pick it up and put it on there, hey, even better. The thing is you're not going to lose your balance and fall over backwards.
Yeah.
And you're not going to feel that way either. So that's brilliant. I mean, I can't say enough things about the innovation that he had for the show. And then just from the get-go of the show, the strategy on the logs with the 3 logs, the 440, 410, and 380, that strategy made all the difference for some people and totally killed others. I mean, can Brian press the 440? More than likely.
Yeah.
But he just felt it was a little off, saw some of the guys ahead of him go, and then just went, I'm going to get the 410. He got 2 at the 410 fast, which put him in a good spot. It put him in 4th place going into the second event. I mean, that was good points. You had other guys come out, try the 440, try it again, miss the 410, miss it again, go to the 380, and then miss. Yeah. When if they did the 410, that'd have been fine. So it's kind of
that's the gamble though.
Strategy. It's strategy. It's knowing your body on that day.
And I'll be honest, when I was watching, like I said, I'm keeping track as best I can of the score. Thank God for everyone on social media for always posting and always keeping a lot of people updated.
Well, it was also a live stream too. So
that's what I'm saying. It's like I tried to catch as much as I could everywhere, and like it was looking like Mitchell Hooper was coming in, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy might be winning both these titles. And then as Brian pulled up that last bit and Mitchell didn't get it, I was like, holy shit, did that just really happen? You know what I'm saying? Like that was heavy as fuck. And them both standing on top of that podium and Mitchell, cheering Brian on, and Brian literally winning this title and retiring on this title was like one of the most amazing, crazy. Like as soon as that happened, social media completely blew up with both those guys on that main stage.
Oh yeah, totally. And it was pretty classy. And Mitchell, when he was going into the last one, I mean, he knew it was going to be pretty close, and just going, you know what, go Brian, and going up there and cheering him on. That was really freaking cool.
It was.
I mean, it truly was. So, but because it was pretty much put away anyway. But that just put it to bed. But I mean, Brian performed brilliantly the whole day, both days. I mean, and then what people don't understand is I was out there, testing the event like a week or so out, and he was already putting in 16, 17, 18-hour days working on the Shaw Classic and training and eating and doing everything else. I mean, there's nobody that's going to outwork him. I don't think he ever shuts his brain off.
Nah,
like
he looks like the kind of guy that just everything's always motivated, everything's always going in a direction, and when he picks that direction, guess what he does?
It's going that way, and so it's going to be pretty neat to see now that he's retiring from competing, how much further he's going to keep pushing the envelope with this.
Exactly,
because and then increasing the prize money.
Yeah.
I mean, it was announced he was giving away $150,000. And then about 2/3 of the way through the show, he's like, hey, I'd like to let everybody know we're giving away $230,000.
Yeah.
And his goes back into the prize money. So that first place money is going to get back into all the rest of the athletes in the whole entire show. So that's
exactly. And he gives back, man. And like I said, that's really unheard of in most competitions where like, there's nobody giving back as much as Brian is, and that's the sacrifice he makes because of how much he loves the sport. It's fucking always beautiful to see.
And to some degree, that's what slowed the overall growth of the sport a little bit over the last 20, 25 years, is because people were worried about that. It's like, if you build it, they'll come. And Brian's clearly put it. This is the 4th year he's done the show.
Exactly.
And he sold out the arena.
And it
sold
was,
and then the expo.
Yeah, and it becoming the strongest man on earth. Like, come on, like how long were they holding on to that? And then Brian was like, "No, I want it."
Right, that was Paul Oles, and Paul trademarked that from Fortissimus.
Yeah.
So back when Fortissimus, and he got with Paul, and he managed to get that, and it's a really neat title. The trophies were unreal.
Yeah.
So there's not his mantra, be great. So he wakes up and he tries to be great. He tries to just be the best he absolutely can at everything that he's going to do and put his effort into. And it's utterly amazing. I mean, he's an amazing husband. He's an amazing father. He's an amazing son. He's an amazing friend. There's no part that he doesn't apply the be great to in his life. And you see that in the show, and the attention to detail, the bags the guys got with wheels and the strongest man on earth, logo put into it, their names put into it. That little bit, just putting your names into it was really cool. And it's like, including the men's open and the women, they all got backpacks.
Yeah.
So they got backpacks with, their names on it, Shaw Classic and all that stuff into them. And it's the little details like that just make all the difference in the end. And then those trophies were just off the hook.
Oh yeah. And then
those globes were.
Yeah. Those are spectacular looking. But you know what the craziest, like I said, with the things that they had, Brian brought you, Eddie, and Robert in, and you guys got to do something special for all the fans of the show. And like, it looked amazing just from all the videos and pictures that I seen of you guys being able to enjoy Q&A, eating. That was how you like being able to offer that for that close interaction like that, man. That was smart thinking of Brian, because like I said, it brings people in. And the thing too is, like, right where stadium is, Brian is adding to Colorado's, literally to the state of people coming in for what is it called when people come into the state for vacation? Tourism. There it is. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's pretty neat, the things he's bringing in, the things that he's doing. I mean, we got to take pictures with everybody that came. We answered all their questions. We got to hang out with people and spend time with them and stuff like that. So it was a really neat thing. And then we also had the panel, that was pretty cool. And then he had all of us speak at different times during the expo, stuff like that. That was a lot of fun. I had a ball.
A lot of celebrities there.
Yeah, I cried a little too much. It's not a shocker.
Nick, but that's the thing though too, is like that's how much love you have for this sport.
It is, and I appreciate it so much, and I truly do. And it's like, it's validation of everything I've been through. Being a kid who's told he's not going to be anything, that he's, not smart enough, not whatever, as a kid, and then doing this and going, hey, look, I was successful. Exactly. I people do appreciate the things I've done. And
that's it. I made a career out of this.
Yeah, and for all the people, the ex-girlfriends, just kind of like, oh, you'll never, it's just like, well, guess what?
You know what I'm saying?
But it's
in your face.
Yeah, and it all comes flooding in, and it's like, I just appreciate it so much. It means a lot to me. So it's just neat when stuff like that happens, and it was really cool. And then some of the other validation, the stuff with Iced Up Industries, and
that's what I was just about to ask.
The pool and the cold plunge. There was a doctor there that came to the coaching panel. Yeah, and I could barely hear him, and he starts talking in the back, and he talked about the podcast that we did, talking about cold plunges and how it's so much better that the industry. I was right. The industry doesn't do anything and pushes ibuprofen and anti-inflammatories and all this stuff onto people, destroying their kidneys. Over time. And he's like, you're absolutely right. And you're the first person I've seen talk about that on a podcast. And it was really neat validation to hear him come back and say that. And he's a geriatric doctor, so he takes care of older people. Yeah, and he sees them being prescribed stuff that just shortens their lives, and just their kidneys are already struggling, and now you're giving them ibuprofen. It's like,
even more, even more.
So doing the ice baths and stuff like that to prevent it as you're younger, and not taking 800 mils of ibuprofen before you train and after you train, and then the next day to get over the inflammation and move around. I mean, just take a couple ice baths. It's way better. So for him to say that and validate all that was pretty freaking cool, especially in front of that room and all those people and it going out on live stream. That was pretty neat.
Exactly. But once again, like, you're the only one that I know that's been talking about this ibuprofen thing, and literally, like, we talk about it all the time. You know, even when we do ice bath videos and we're doing these things, it's like, no, this is how important this is. But the thing is that reiteration, because each one of those videos that we do, each one of those videos that you do is just like someone could stumble upon that video for the first time and then actually hear it. So that's how important it is. You know, like I said.
Right.
You know, ibuprofen is $1 billion industry, and of course they're not going to say anything about it.
Yeah. Oh, I know, but
that's it.
But the whole thing was just amazing. I mean, watching Brian pull 1,050 again, that was awesome. I mean, that was truly amazing to see him back pulling at that level. Yeah. You know, and him go with the frame and the arm over arm and doing what he did in the log, and of course the kettlebell or the sandbag toss is you know, he did great on that, and he doing the single fingers with a partially torn pec, because he
tore a couple of fibers. He did say it.
Yeah, he got all those reps. You know, and then got another one and was going to do another one after getting all the kegs. So he's going to do 2 reps, and he kind of hurt as he came back, and he's just like, I think I tore something. I'm like, oh, no. He went back. The crew back there worked on him. They stretched it out. They lengthened it out, and he got through those single fingers. But if you looked at it and wondered why he was kind of not moving as fast as Brian would normally be moving with him, that was why. But he still did it. I mean, he still did it. He still did the bag toss.
Exactly, and that's competition day. Like I said, you don't think about those injuries as they're happening. You thinking about what's going to be the outcome of this competition. You know what I'm saying? And
a lot of heart in that, man.
A lot of heart. And
a lot of good heart too. That's the thing, though. I mean, and his boys were there. Kerry came out, you know, when they walked out for the first and last time, and stuff like that. It was just so special. It truly was.
Oh yeah.
I just feel blessed that I got to see him get his pro card. You know, I got to see him, you know, win his first World's Strongest. I got to see him win every one of his World's Strongest Man. I got to see him win 3 of his Arnolds. I got to see him, you know, compete with him, train with him, and just do the show with him and just be friends with him, and then see him retire. It was pretty neat to be there for all that. It's like going to history and being there as being part of the history.
Exactly.
So it's really cool.
Exactly. And let's touch a little basis on the expo. How was the expo and how it was set up? Was it like around close to the stadium, or was it on the outside?
Oh no, it was
circling the event.
No, it was just out. There was a building just outside the stadium.
Oh, okay.
Or the arena. So it was right next to it. So you could walk into that, and it was free. You just walk in.
Nice.
So that was really cool. Walk in. Shield 616 was in the front. You know, as people walked in, spent some time with those guys. They make some really cool stuff. They truly do. For like, you know, protecting police officers, stuff like that, for body armor. They make some amazing body armor. And then you go through the door, and just it's kind of like a horseshoe of booths, and at the other end there's like the seating for probably 400 or 500 people, and then, you know, a stage with one of the people up there talking on it. So they filled the days with people talking.
That's good, because that's what I like, because there's a lot of vendors out there that are trying to get their equipment out, trying to get the supplements out, just basically trying to, and then being able to show up to something like that. Because like I said, even when we were at World's Strongest Man, there was a couple of booths, people are walking around, you know what I'm saying, which was cool. But like, they actually have an expo where you can, like, you know, literally stretch your legs,
walk it indoors,
exactly.
And then all of us were going in there too. I mean, so Evan was in there, I was in there, Robert was in there. Robert had a booth in there.
Yeah, see, and that was one of the biggest things I was wondering, is like, what's the access going to be like for the strongman? Because I know they got to be game day ready, but at the same time, it's like, I want to see everything. You know what I'm saying?
No, Hoop had a booth in there. Some of the guys had a booth in there too.
Nice.
Juju Mufu had a booth in there. We had a lot of fun hanging out together too.
Oh yeah.
So
that guy's hilarious.
No, he's a riot. He's so much fun to be around. He truly is.
Oh yeah.
You know, I can't say enough. Nancy was amazing to be out there and co-host with. I mean, it was just all the way around. It was It was a great day. It truly
Well,
was.
it looked like a lot of fun. It looked like you were having a lot of fun, and there was a lot of posting going on. So, and then even too, I don't know if you've seen it, but Bobby and Corey,
got engaged.
People that we've had them on this podcast, and hey, wow.
And now they're
congratulations,
they're
Bobby and Corey.
Mm-hmm.
Professional strong couple.
Very much congratulations.
Yeah.
So it's pretty darn cool. I mean, it really is. It was an unbelievable weekend. Just driving in wasn't too bad. Driving back, the drives weren't bad. I just driving the freeways right now in this country.
Oh, it's long. It's long. I don't care what anybody says. You're crossing a state.
No, it's not. Like I said, it wasn't that bad. It's just there's construction every like 50 miles. And you have like 5-10 miles of one lane traffic, and the roads are all messed up. And I lost a tire on the way in, and I lost a tire on the way out.
Oh,
so I bought a replacement, and the same tire, by the way. Backward.
Yeah.
Backward
the same tire?
Same tire, brand new tire.
Oh. So, and it's not like you could just pop back into where you got it to get the warranty on it.
No, especially on the first one, because the first one was out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then the second one, though, we managed to get we had to wait like 2.5 hours to get the tow and then get towed in and everything else. It was a 45-mile tow.
Well, let me say right now, you definitely
the big O tires. The big O tires will have a warranty on them, so those are fine. But
those will be good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Mini Cooper held up. The tires didn't.
It did, dude. I think Justin spent a lot of time staring down at his phone instead of at how my driving was on the road.
Well, let me tell you something right now. As co-pilot, you got to pay attention and keep the conversation.
Yeah. So
and it was
white knuckling a little bit.
That's it. But what the funny thing too is people got to understand. The car was completely loaded in the back, and originally I was supposed to go with them, but I was going to be laying on top of the equipment as we're driving.
Yeah.
It'd have been an extremely tight fit.
It would if we put all three of us in there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So just I'm just glad you're okay, dude.
Oh yeah, I'm okay. For everyone that's wondering why a lot of the videos are slowed or the podcast kind of slowed down, I ended up getting what they call compartment syndrome in my thigh, and so they had to split me open. So I've been bedridden for the last 3 weeks. But I'm up and going. I'm no pain. I can sleep well. I'm barely walking, but understand that I'm coming back.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So and then I just is for them to cut you open from the knee to the thigh.
Yeah,
to little.
It's right along the IT band, so everyone needs to understand. Like they had to slice it to almost to the bone, and then drain it, and then but. Ouch.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yeah. I always bounce back. That's the one thing about me. I always bounce back.
Yes, you do.
But I'll actually be out there in September because I know the competition's getting ready to come up, and I was wondering. I was going to ask you how you feeling about the show coming up.
I don't know. We'll see. Training's going pretty good, but I might wait and do one in November instead, and just coach Justin through this one. My deadlifts are still not where I want them to be. They're off a little bit, and I have to be smart with my abdomen.
Definitely have to.
And when it's ready, it's ready. And if it's not
and here's the thing: everyone needs to remember, Nick literally had surgery at the beginning of this year, and not even like a couple of months after the beginning of the year. And you're still deadlifting heavy. You're still lifting real heavy. Everything looking good. So, it's definitely understandable on you. Like, let me push it back because guess what? Sometimes you got to.
So, I don't know. I still haven't made the final decision yet. But I'll put, if it's ready, it's ready. If it's not ready, I'm going to wait till it is ready.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I do not want to go backwards with this.
Exactly.
And so my squats are doing pretty good. I think I'll probably go somewhere between 815 and probably 835.
There you go.
Bench is going pretty good. It should go somewhere between 474 and 507 right now.
Yeah.
Everything functioning right. But the deads, they're kind of hit and miss. One day it feels great. The next day it just does not feel right.
Yeah.
And when I'm feeling things tug and pull in my stomach and I don't feel quite right, that's when I put the brakes on. I had an ingroinal hernia fixed in 2001, and it literally took 18 months for me to get to where that felt completely right again, and was 100% confident I was going to do anything in it. I don't think it's going to take that long with this, but just to be safe, it's better to be safe than sorry.
And which is the truth, you know what I'm saying?
Plus, I turned 55 in November, and it's a whole new set of records to break.
Yeah, a whole new set of records.
Already have them all already, so just get a whole new set to go after.
Exactly, and once you set those, people need to understand Nick setting these records. No one's close to his numbers at the moment. Nobody. This could be years held before anybody can even come close, because Nick's literally the strongest human at his age.
Oh, thank you. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's fun. I have a good time doing it. I can still get after it, so I'm still going to keep getting after it. I love doing it. And when either it hurts too bad and I just don't want to do it anymore, or I'm just not having fun, I'll never, ever, ever, ever stop lifting. But there will come a day where I just don't lift as heavy.
Exactly.
I'll tone it back. I'll settle it down. I'll bring my body weight down, 275, and 2 years later, drop it down some more. So it's
me too. And that's the smart thing. Thing is, like, you got to chase it while you still love it. And then, and the thing is that I still you still love to train. Let me tell you right now, Nick still loves to train. He has a schedule. And nothing changes that schedule. You know what I'm saying?
Nope. So
exactly. But it's funny because I like to say Nick's work comes after his schedule for training, because he's I only work on the days that I don't train, and if I do train that day, guess what I'm not doing?
Correct. So anyway.
Oh yeah. Well, with that being said, man, it's a good call on the Shaw Classic. We discussed quite a bit, and also too, the video already hit over a million views. The thing is Eddie Hall cannot be left unattended ever. No. And I'm pretty sure the majority of you've seen the video, but if you haven't, it's gonna be it'll be in the notes, because it was a surprise, and I don't know what he was thinking.
Well, he wanted to have some fun at my expense, and he did. And we turned it into something that was pretty funny. So, he just stuck a plunger right on the top of my head. Yep, he sure did.
I ain't never seen him run that fast.
He moved pretty quick out of there.
Yeah, the look on your face was like, where is he? You already knew who it was.
I knew who it was. I knew just the whole thing. It was just like, where did he go?
Exactly.
So, but yeah, don't worry.
Payback will happen.
Let's just say things will be creative. It'll be fun. And hopefully he has fun too, because, I think I still can run faster than he can. So, but he runs a lot more than I do. So we'll see.
That's it. Well, in a sprint, we'll find out.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But with that being said, Nick, let these people know what we do and how, and them great words.
Well, in honor of Brian Shaw, be great. Train hard, train smart, and be the best.